Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It's Friday morning, the 12th of July. And happy birthday, Miss Tillington. Thank you for those who've already wished her happy birthday in the comments of yesterday's video. So she's 8 years old now, she's officially a senior dog. Wow, it doesn't seem like 8 years since I met her. I met her when she was 3 weeks old. Anyway, I was going to actually not talk about the Jay Slater case today because it looked like there was going to be no, important updates. And then, 2 hours ago as I record this, Mark Williams Thomas, the investigator who's been assisting the family, has dropped a little video. So it's only 4 minutes. We're going to go through it. I actually haven't listened to this yet. I've seen a couple of news reports who've talked about it, but I haven't actually listened to it with my own ears. So we're going to do that right now. Let's go.
This coming Monday will mark 4 weeks since Jay Slater went missing in Tenerife. Firstly, thank you to all of you who have made contact with information, either via email or direct messaging on social media. All of those messages have been read and noted. Overwhelmingly, people have wanted to share their own theories or tell us about something they have seen on social media.
Can you imagine what his inbox must look like? Can you imagine some of the wild stuff they must send him? It drives me insane, honestly.
I can assure you that we are monitoring the social media platforms and Facebook groups, so there is no need to contact us regarding anything you've read or seen online. Amongst these many contacts, we have received valuable information that we've been able to turn into useful intelligence and evidence. I would urge again an appeal for anybody who had contact with Jay in the last 48 hours before his disappearance to please get in contact. We've now had the opportunity to speak with or obtain information from nearly all the people that we know in the hours and days leading up to his disappearance. However, there are still a few we've not yet spoken to, and I would urge them to get in contact so that they can be ruled out of the investigation. Of those people we have spoken to, we are aware that not everything they have told us will be the truth.
Shall we put any guesses to who might not be quite telling the truth? I know a lot of you are going to say Lucy. My money's on Quasim. My money's on him. There's just something about that guy. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying he did anything to Jay. There's just something about him that prickles me. It rubs me the wrong way.
There are a number of reasons for this, including their own involvement in criminal activity. However, it must also be said that some of Jay's closest friends have fully engaged with us and discussed things that could cause them to be unfairly judged by the public. On the morning of the 17th of June, on arrival back to the rental, Jay spoke to a number of different people on his phone, and they would describe him as very much awake and still buzzing.
All right, so not gone to sleep, still buzzing, still making probably bad decisions, I would think. And I know what people are going to say. They're going to say, how does he know that what the friends are saying is the truth? Yeah, we don't know. How does he know that it was Jay on those steps? Yep, I've heard that too.
We now know that Jay took certain actions whilst at the rental because he was clearly worried about his own safety, and this was shortly before he decided to leave.
Okay, certain actions. Are you going to tell us what the certain actions are? Maybe calling people was a way to say, look, this is where I am. Maybe he took a picture of the steps. Why didn't he just take a picture of the outside of the Airbnb? I don't know what those certain actions might be.
In the last few days, I've received a significant new piece of information, which I've shared with both the British and Spanish police.
Tantalising. You're not going to tell us, are you, Mark? No, you're not.
This provides some clarity as to why he may have left in a hurry and did not want to return to the rental, even though his phone was about to go flat.
This is going to send social media absolutely crazy. This is going to send social media up the wall. Is it useful to say I've received significant pieces of information Like, I know why Jay was scared and made the fateful decision to leave the Airbnb on his own. Is it useful? Because what it does is it adds to all the noise. I mean, it's tantalising. Of course, it's interesting. But at this stage, is it useful?
I know the internet is awash with theories. Some are massively wild speculation. Others have elements of the truth. But overwhelmingly, many are just made up. We are uniquely placed, having spoken to nearly all the key witnesses, to cross-check their accounts and evidence, thus building the clearest picture. We know that Jay was on his phone and alone at 08:50 on Monday the 17th of June.
I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, how does he know that? And I will say that as well. How does he know that? Like, did somebody record a FaceTime message? How can we verify that he was on his own? I believe he was, don't get me wrong. You know, for those of you coming along looking at the title of yesterday's video and saying, Michelle, you changed your mind, you changed your opinion. Well, if new information comes along, of course I'm going to change my opinion because I'm not wedded to one theory. That's how investigations work. But at this moment in time, as I keep saying, I believe it was Jay in Masca. I believe it was Jay in the Airbnb. I believe it was Jay on the steps. I believe it was Jay who did the walk to the Barranco Juan Lopez trail. And I believe at that point, at least, where his phone last was GPS located, it was Jay and he was on his own. What happened after that, of course, is the $10 million question. Why Jay went to that Airbnb at all, why he ended up there, is another $10 million question. There's a lot of millions of dollars floating around in the ether because these questions we just can't answer at the moment. But Mark Williams-Thomas is teasing us all with this information.
Walking on a track just off the main road, about 30 minutes walk from the apartment. It was a cold, damp morning, only 18 degrees, with a high of that day only reaching 20.
All right, so he wouldn't have been suffering from heat exhaustion then. All right. Dehydration maybe, very probably, but not heat exhaustion.
The evidence we've been able to collect, including the significant new intelligence, strongly supports that Jay is therefore most likely to be in or around the mountains. We suspect some distance from the last phone location drop. Even after extensive searching done by highly experienced personnel, the rugged and dangerous areas, it's just not possible to rule out that he isn't still there.
I think it's highly likely that he's still there. Highly likely. Because, as I keep saying, and people yesterday picked up on something a TikToker had said who'd been there, someone called Chris, who said he's likely to still be there because those ravines have not been thoroughly searched. I've been saying that for weeks now because we know that the dogs can't go through heavy cactus brush. They can't. It's too painful for them. Their handlers wouldn't allow that to happen. Yeah, this kind of undergrowth, of course they can. But not heavy cactus brush where it's all spiky. And they can't search those deep ravines. You need ropes to search those deep ravines. You need to be specialists. And I haven't seen any of the imagery that's been posted online. I haven't seen anybody go there with specialist equipment. So we know there are many areas that have not been covered. We know that.
Although we have opened up links with dangerous criminal underworld of drugs and associated crime. We have a number of outstanding actions that still require completing and remain open-minded with our investigation. I would like to appeal again for any parties involved in their own searches to share their data with us so we can compile an accurate map showing the areas that still need searching. Our thoughts remain with Jay's family and friends.
So there's Mark Williams-Thomas's information. If you've got any credible information, not something you saw on a Facebook group, but something you may have seen if you were in Tenerife or you were in contact with Jay or any of his friends in the day or two before he went missing. What was the context behind all of this? Yeah, I'm in two minds. I mean, it's interesting, it's tantalising to hear this, but this is going to send the media crazy once again. I mean, maybe there's method in his madness. Maybe he just wants to keep the story alive. Maybe it's for his own ends. Yeah, all right. So, I do think Jay's there. I do honestly think Jay is in those mountains. I haven't changed my mind from the beginning of this case on that particular issue. However, there's something else. The reasons why he was there, I think, are very problematic. All right, guys, short one today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, folks. Go girl. Go girl.